Welcome back, Red Devils. Fire big news coming out of Old Trafford. A £51 million star is set for a massive transfer audition. Man Utd deal with 11 injuries ahead of their Europa League clash. And did Erik Ten Hag dodge a £70 million mistake with Antony? Exploding head. Plus, a young United striker breaks his silence after sealing a championship move. Soccer ball. Stay tuned for all the latest updates. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more Man Utd content. Let's get into it. Martin Zubimendi is reportedly back in training for Real Sociedad ahead of Thursday's Europa League clash against Manchester United. The Spain international was of interest to United last summer, as they considered their midfield options under then Reds manager Erik Ten Hag. However, a move never materialized as United signed Manuel Ugarte from Sporting CP instead to bolster their engine room. Recent reports have claimed that the Reds are eyeing up a swoop for Zubimendi this summer as they look to add more legs and quality to their squad moving forward. The 26-year-old is said to have a £51 million buyout clause in his current Sociedad contract with Premier League rivals Liverpool and Arsenal, also heavily linked in the past. And it appears that the talented midfielder will have the chance to impress United directly, having reportedly been declared fit for Thursday's first leg clash against Ruben Amorim's side. Martin Zubimendi back in training this morning ahead of Real Sociedad's Europa League game against Manchester United tomorrow, said Paul Hurst of The Times on X, formerly Twitter. He came off at halftime during their 4-0 loss to Barcelona on Sunday with a hamstring injury. United head coach Amorim, meanwhile, has been dealt a double injury blow before Thursday. Ugarte and Harry Maguire were missing from the Reds' most recent training session after picking up minor knocks against Fulham. Neither player is now expected to make the trip to Spain. Amorim has, however, been boosted by the inclusion of youngster Toby Collier after recovering from a muscular injury. But Kobbie Mainoo was not involved, and neither was ex-Chelsea man Mason Mount, who is continuing his individual program in an effort to regain fitness. Man Utd missing 11 stars for Europa League fixture, but 2 players provide boost. Manchester United will be without as many as 11 players for their clash against Real Sociedad in the Europa League. Manuel Ugarte and Harry Maguire were not involved in the open portion of United's training session ahead of making the trip to the Basque region. If the duo are unavailable, Ruben Amorim will be without much of his first-choice spine for the first leg of the European clash. Manchester United will be without as many as 11 players for their clash against Real Sociedad in the Europa League. Manuel Ugarte and Harry Maguire were not involved in the open portion of United's training session ahead of making the trip to the Basque region. If the duo are unavailable, Ruben Amorim will be without much of his first-choice spine for the first leg of the European clash. Those 3 players will see Amorim's list of unavailable players tot up to 11, with the 13 times Premier League champions also set to be without Altay Bayındır, Tom Heaton, Johnny Evans, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo, Mason Mount and Ahmad due to injury. There was also some positive news for Amorim, however. Toby Collier was involved in the session on Wednesday and could make his return to action. The midfielder's return could be timely, having been absent since January, when United last played in the Europa League as they progressed past FCSB. The 21-year-old could quickly find himself in Amorim's plans. The 40-year-old coach has limited options in the center of midfield, with Christian Eriksen, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes his other options. United captain Fernandes has discussed the impact of the club's injuries with Amorim, naming only 7 substitutes last time out. We know that we had many injuries in this period and we don't have as many players, and we've been playing almost always with the same players for long spells, said Fernandes. It's been difficult. We now just need to recover, focus ourselves as best we can to get to our best, fresh legs to the next games. It's going to be a tough one. A Spanish team that plays brilliant football with very, very good players up front and very high quality coming out from the back. So we need to be fresh to run again, because they will make us run, and then when we have the ball we have to make them run too. Ruben Amorim's brutal Antony comments prove Man Utd dodged bullet with £70 million transfer Erik Ten Hag insisted on. Ruben Amorim has been nothing but honest during his short time at Manchester United, and that has served to endear him to fans despite poor results. However, sometimes his honesty takes people by surprise because they're just not used to seeing managers speak so openly, especially when it comes to criticism of their own players. Ruben Amorim recently ruffled some feathers when he poured cold water on Antony's hot start at Real Betis by claiming that it's unlikely he would ever replicate it in England. Following those comments, it's impossible to not feel that United dodged a bullet under Erik ten Hag with a failed transfer worth £70 million. Man United dodged a bullet in 2022 transfer window. The list of transfers under Erik ten Hag can probably be used as a what-to-avoid book for running football clubs. So bad have they aged. From Antony never looking like a Man United player to millions spent on the likes of Casemiro, Rasmus Højlund, Andre Onana, or Mason Mount, there are more flops than successes. The result is that United are littered with mistakes in the past that are preventing the club from moving forward without hesitation. However, Amorim's comments on Antony take the mind back to the 2022 summer window and a failed transfer that almost got added to this list. United had agreed a deal worth £70 million with Barcelona for Frenkie de Jong, who would become Erik ten Hag's obsession, but the player ultimately stayed put by rejecting United's advances. Nearly 3 years on from that development, it's clear he would have become another example used by Amorim to talk about physicality. Frenkie de Jong saved Man United from themselves. Ruben Amorim seems to have been successful in identifying something that Ten Hag never did, or perhaps refused to, which is that the Premier League is the most physically demanding elite league. The likes of Antony, or an aging Casemiro would never flourish here where the time on the ball is zero and the game is played at a hectic pace. Somebody like de Jong would have been harried off the ball as he took it from his defenders before he even turned, forcing errors leading to a vicious cycle of low confidence and low performances. Furthermore, his injury proneness even at Barcelona has aged as a red flag because he would have taken even more knocks in England. Amidst all the transfers that failed under Erik ten Hag, it's a damning indictment on the club's transfer policy that a big success is the one that didn't happen due to the player rejecting them. De Jong saved United from themselves, and Amorim is probably thankful for it. I can't describe the feeling. Manchester United teenage striker breaks silence on move to championship club. Man United allowed a teenage striker to leave the club in the January transfer window. Cardiff City have officially completed the signing of teenage striker Seko Kaba from Manchester United. United revealed last month Kaba had agreed a move to an unnamed championship club, but it has taken a month for the transfer to be officially completed. The 17-year-old has joined Cardiff on a scholarship contract and will sign a professional contract with the Welsh club when he celebrates his birthday later this month. Cardiff described Kaba as a quick and direct attacker who will predominantly feature for the U21 squad, while also being eligible to feature at U18s level. United confirmed a flurry of youth exits on deadline day of the winter window as Kaba joined Cardiff. Ruben Curley left to join Stoke City, and both Sam Mather and Lewis Jackson moved to Tranmere Rovers. Dan Gore went on loan to Rotherham United, and Tom Miles joined Leek Town. Kaba breaks silence on Manchester United exit. Seko Kaba had to wait a month for his Manchester United exit to be finalized, and he will be looking to make up for lost time with Cardiff City. Speaking after his signature was officially announced in midweek, he said, "It's a brilliant club with amazing fans. I can't wait to get started and I'm very happy to be here. I can't really describe the feeling. It's a great day for me and my family. I'm excited to meet my teammates and play in front of the fans. These kind of days are huge. When the opportunity comes, you just have to enjoy the moment. I'm very excited to sign for the club." Kaba only made one appearance for United U18s this season, featuring for 6 minutes in their 3-0 win over Stoke back in November. He only made 3 U18 appearances during his time with the club, registering 1 assist without ever finding the back of the net.